Hey, I'm Joy, daughter Marine, chain smoking truth teller, and your host of Pandora's Box. Around here, we curse like sailors, cry like toddlers, and heal like fucking warriors. This is your safe space to say the weird thing because life's not G rated. I've lived through divorce, addiction, grief, and caregiving, and I'm still here. And so are you. Whether you're driving home, hiding in the bathroom from your kids, or just trying to feel anything, you're not alone. Open the box, let the fucking truth out, and let's sail through this shit together. You know, I've been in a hurry my whole fucking life. And yes, for some of you who know what I'm talking about, there's a song out there by Alabama. And what I've been in a hurry about is not ambition, not drive. I've just been in a fucking hurry. And honest to God, I don't know why. Why are we always rushing? Why am I so annoyed at red lights? Why are we waiting for the next chapter? Why does someday feel safer than today? I thought I was motivated. I thought I was disciplined. But I wasn't chasing success. I was chasing escape. Now, I'm going to take you back. Rewind time a little bit. I was 8 years old and we lived in Fort Worth, Texas. A very chaotic home. My sister was dying with acute myelodysplastic leukemia. My dad was drinking heavily. My mom was drowning in grief. And I remember thinking, I can't wait to grow up. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be better. I wasn't impatient. I was overwhelmed. Growing up meant safety. Growing up meant control. But mostly it meant escape. That's when the fucking hurry started. Now, today is a little bit different. Today is Friday. It is February 20th, and I am doing my podcast. Typically, I do my podcasts on Saturdays, but this Saturday is very something close to my heart. And as I shared in my podcast, my episodes, I think it was like 7, 8 ago, my dad was a Marine and he was a Vietnam vet. And he raised us to the cuff, where it was a set of standards. And if you didn't meet those standards, well, you better get back at it because there was no excuse for not being the best of the best. And the reason why I'm saying that is because tomorrow I am going to the local VFW where I will be celebrating with veterans and help being a part of a chronic dilemma. And this may be a trigger warning to some, but I'm going to be going to the VFW and we will be participating in what they call Operation Zero, which is awareness to veteran suicide. And last year I didn't go and I felt bad because of the simple fact I've been impacted by suicide. I've told you I've had a couple of my friends and my grandfather, he was a veteran. And I go in honor of all the vets that are suffering every day. So, and on that note, this one's for you. Here's to you. Here's to me. Here's to supporting the veterans. Let's have a fucking drink. So, when I was getting ready for this podcast, and normally, typically, I spend about 2 weeks on each episode because it takes a lot from me. I have to dial back to when I was little and not rewrite history because that's not what I do here. I tell my story in real time. 90% of the time, it's because it's relatable to what's going currently in my life. And then I realized that, I'm not a robot, I'm fucking human. And that's why this matters, because the wiring followed me everywhere. The pattern, middle school, oh God, that was epic, equaled safety. My high school job control field powerful. The college dream, I always wanted to be Jane Polly. Marriage, I was in performance mode. Divorce, holy shit. After my divorce, I was ramen noodle broke in my kitchen quietly, but I was still performing. And when I relocated to Minnesota, I got a bank job. I fucking made it. Work became my worth. Different lanes, same wiring. I was always waiting for the next chapter to feel safe. Yeah, I sure the fuck was. Now, yesterday, I was in a board meeting, and what I do for a living, I am a director of operations, and I get the luxury of spending time with the owners, and we discuss from everything you could possibly think of. And something that they do every time is they discuss how you are. How's things going in your personal life? What are you up to? And something magical happened. One of our owners, a 94-year-old man, said something simple. Time is the true currency. Let that sit. Time. We wait for Friday. Guilty. We wait for payday. Guilty. We wait for validation. Guilty. We wait for the next relationship. Fucking guilty. We wait for the next version of ourselves. Meanwhile, time keeps marching on. And as you know, in Pandora style, if it gets a little too roughy rough and the waves start fucking bouncing back, what do? Here's to you. Here's to drink. Here's to me. Let's have a fucking drink. Now, this coffee mug, you've seen it before. It's one of my faves. Beetlejuice, obsessed. I did something with Catherine O'Hara. If you know, you know. And one more drinkity drink. Today is Folgers, nothing exciting. I'll be honest with you, when it's snowing and it's cold outside, I don't like to go anywhere. So, but today I am. I am. Not to the grocery store. I'm actually going to go celebrate a little bit of life with a couple of friends I haven't seen in a while. Now, getting back to my story. Time is the only thing we cannot buy back. Not money, not status, not a productivity, but fucking time. Now, I had an epiphany, and it happened outside. I was having a smoke before I started my day. Picture this. Snow everywhere. Snow is falling down. I can see it on the street light. It's very pretty. It's like magical. Imagine shaking a snow globe, and that's what it looked like. My coffee was in my hand. My cigarette was in my other hand. It was quiet. It was still. And I caught myself thinking, I don't want to start too early today. I don't want to be stuck here longer than I have to be. And that sounds horrible if you don't understand it. It wasn't avoidance. It was fucking independence. There's a difference between running from something and choosing how much of yourself you give to it. And that's when it hit me. Independence and time are not enemies. You can fucking have both. It's how you navigate it. For most of my life, I thought independence meant grinding, proving, outworking everyone, staying later, doing more. You know. If you know, you know. Yeah, I can do that when you're already fucking piled high. Sure, I'll be there. Oh, really, you can't. You overextend yourself because that's how we do it, because we're always in a hurry. But independence is actually knowing when to begin and, most importantly, when to stop. It's knowing you don't have to give 14 hours just because you can. It is knowing time is the currency and you decide where you spend it. And here's the part that really got me this morning. Every day the clock resets, not on the wall, the one inside you, the internal clock, the one that tells you you are running out, the one that tells you you're behind, the one that whispers, hurry the fuck up. But what if we're not running out of time? What if there are still minutes on the clock? What if we're not late? What if the real shift is realizing time isn't chasing you? You're chasing it. Maybe the power isn't running faster. Maybe the power is deciding how you use the minutes you have. That was my snowy morning epiphany. Now, let me tell you where it came from. I wasn't going to share it, but fuck it. I'm going to do it anyways. I got to have another drink. I have a backup Coke just in case. You know, if you know, you know. This morning, I was sitting here at 5:30 in the morning, and I was looking at my desk and everything I have to do. I work from home. I think I've said this before. And for some reason, the Alabama song was going through my head. It was living rent free. Let's fucking face facts. And then it took me to a moment when my dad and my mom were very healthy and dancing in the kitchen and dancing to Alabama. Now, I've already said that this song has lived rent free in my head for years. When it first came out, I can't remember my age. I was in my 20s. And I was like, God, this song is really fucking badass. And then that's all I did. I sang along and that's it. But this morning, it got me twofold. It hit me in my heart and it hit me in my head. And the reason why that memory is so special to me is because my mom and my dad, they lived life like that. My dad was God, he was epic. He was fucking elite camp. Yeah, he was so fucking elite camp. So was my mom. They would do the weirdest fucking shit and they would be okay with it. And I grew up hating it. I did. I always thought it was an embarrassment. In reality, it wasn't. And so sitting here before I started my day after I had my epiphany, I came back in and I opened up my Oracle, my AI tool, and I was just flowing of everything that I wanted to say today. And I was like, maybe that story, maybe I need to save it for another day. No. And it made me realize that's the mindset that I've always had. Maybe it can wait. It can't. Not because I'm in a hurry, because it's relatable. And that is one thing that I am very proud of when I do this, is because I am like the chain smoking bestie that you can call at midnight. Yes, Google said that about me, but it's very relatable. And no, I'm not bragging. That's truly who I am. And as we navigate, not today and every day, sometimes looking back on what we did and how fast we grew up and who we are now, it's just literally just a pause, stopgap. It's how we move forward. Now I look back at the younger me and now I think, damn, you're doing all right. You survived, you built, and I kept going forward. And you never stopped long enough to say, I'm proud of you. Hurry is not purpose. Performance is not peace. More is not security. Rushing your life doesn't make it meaningful. It just makes it fast. Now, I hate fucking red lights. I understand why they're there. Trust me, I do. Okay? Someday I'll tell you about my red light story. Not today. But I just want to keep moving forward. I tap the steering wheel. I look at the clock. I am obsessed with the fucking clock. Like time. Oh my gosh. I had to take my watch off. And I do that now. Not because I don't like my watch, it's because I'm always checking time. But sometimes the red light protects us. Sometimes the pause saves us. Sometimes you're not stuck. You're being spared. Maybe being exactly where you are is enough. Now, to that little 8-year-old me, wanted to time to move faster, to the 50-year-old me who wants time to slow down. Same woman, different awareness. I've been in a hurry in my whole life. You're not behind. You're not late. You're allowed to live inside the chapter you're in. Now, my Pisidians, this is another little short episode, and it's building to something bigger. And I don't know what that is yet. Because when I do these episodes, as I stated, it is pure passion and drive. And I really want to say this to all of you, no matter where you're at in life, no matter how old you are or how young you are. You are not late. You're right fucking on time. It is taking me way too long to understand that. And I can say this transparently. It is very hard to verbalize how I think and believe differently than I did a fucking year ago, 6 months ago, shit, even this morning. And I was really thinking about this episode and what else I could say. And then I realized everything I say is from the heart. Deep down, that true grit. That's where I fucking speak from. And I'm not in a hurry today. And I can say that. Like, I don't know if I said this already. My brother called me and we're going out. And like I told you at the beginning, we're going to go. And I don't know what time it is because I don't have my watch on. But typically, I would be panicking, thinking, oh my gosh, I got to do my hair, my makeup, I got to pick my outfit. Nope. I want to be here with you and celebrate with you because time is the truest currency. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just lace up, light up, and keep moving. The journey is rough, the waves are high, but this sailor's got your back. Say the weird thing and say it fucking loud. Come back next week. This is Pandora's Box, and I'm just fucking Joy. Till next time, take care of yourself.